Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Yo, before we get into the meat and potatoes, I gotta let you know this video is brought to you by Manscaped. Big Manscaped in the building. Use code Brunson, save 20% off, get the free shipping, and the free shipping I fought for that for y'all. So listen, man, you already know the vibes, man. The big game is over, and the off season is officially here. Especially if it's a happy moment if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan because we get on with it. We wasn't in the Super Bowl, wasn't in the playoffs very long, but it's time though, man. Shout out to the Los Angeles Rams. Shout out to Odell. Shout out to Von Miller. Aaron Donald, you know what I'm saying? Matthew Stafford. It's a lot of great players who got their first ring yesterday. And, shout out to them. Unfortunately, the Bengals came up a little short. Eli Apple was talking crazy, a little too much, and he ended up ultimately being the one, that got cooked in the final minutes of the game. But, shout out to those guys, man. Winning the Super Bowl, you always got to respect it. Even if a division opponent was to win the Super Bowl, we would have to congratulate that. But we know that's not happening in our division if it ain't the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I mean? You got to respect it. You got to acknowledge it. Sean McVay, he's been coaching an immense level of talent for a very long time. And yeah, man, he got it done. Ramsey, another guy who's deserving of a ring as well. I'm really happy for Odell, though, man. I'm really happy for Odell Beckham. You know what I mean? He fought like a phoenix, man, came out the ashes, and it is what it is, man. So, some reports are swirling around now. This is an interesting one right here. Some reports are swirling around in Indianapolis. Now, I got to talk about the Colts and Carson Wentz until we done with the pick. Until we make the selection or do whatever we got to do with that pick that we got from the Colts, we're going to talk about this. You got to acknowledge what's going on with Carson Wentz in Indy, especially if you're an Eagles fan, because a lot of people didn't want Carson Wentz to leave. But when you have the Indianapolis Colts reportedly thinking about releasing this guy or trading him away. Now, I don't think they're going to get in for him on a trade market, but releasing him is crazy to me because he was really solid for real, honestly, up until that last game. What is it with Carson Wentz that dudes are, starting to want to give up on him so early? What is it? What energy is he giving off? Was he not remorseful? Was he not sorry for the way that the season ended? We know that he was a liability in terms of not being vaccinated, but that's his right. I know a lot of people that's not vaccinated. What's going on with Carson Wentz that he just can't get it done? And people are not giving him as much longer of a leash as they once did. You know what I mean? I think if Carson Wentz is released from the Colts, I think he will play again. I think it'll probably be like in Minnesota or something like that. I think he'll thrive in a situation like that. But his career ain't looking like it's about to be a long one. It's not. I think the coach should give him another year. But, I don't care what the Colts do with their time. But this is bad news for Carson Wentz, and this is bad news for a lot of the Carson Wentz apologists, man. It is what it is, though, man. But, for the second half of this video, what we're going to do is we're going to be breaking down another prospect that I believe will be a perfect fit for the Philadelphia Eagles. After the Super Bowl, which was yesterday, me and Philly 500 decided we was going to start off with the draft board. But before I give my official submission to Philly 500 this week sometime, I'm going to give you guys a few guys on tape that I think are just great, that I think would be great additions for the Philadelphia Eagles that are not a lot of people are talking about, man. So without further ado, man, here you go. So the first thing I looked at was the closing speed of JoJo Damon and now Martin Emerson. I mean, you got to get guys that fit this mold, and as you can see, Martin Emerson has been playing with great closing speed since he was young, going to camps like this as a defensive back in 2018. I mean, the guy is everywhere the ball is supposed to be. It's not a lot of times where he's caught on film and you see a lot of space in between him and the wide receiver. It's just not. He's always in the hip pocket, and if the closing speed is remarkable. And with great closing speed comes a less chance of you being able to, not make a tackle, man. And I want to talk about these highlights from, look at the long arms. And I want to talk about these highlights, from a game where he played in against Alabama, some really good guys, man. The closing speed again. The ball's right there, not even in the wide receiver's hands. You see Martin lurking already. They got to get to the field goal line. He's already there. Closing speed, elite level closing speed. This is against Alabama. He shows up when it's time to show up. This is a big game. You know what I mean? Martin, again, another game against Alabama. Well, same game against Alabama. Look, he's there. White on rice. White on rice. It's all about closing speed for this guy. And I really, really respect his tenacious approach to the game. Again, White on rice. Closing speed. You know, I think he can get it done for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think he's an underrated cornerback in this year's draft, but I'm really, really liking what I'm seeing out of